He was asked a question, quote, "What percentage of the American legislature do you think are card-carrying Marxists or international socialists?" He answered, "No, it's a good question. I believe there are about 78 to 81 members of the Democratic Party that are members of the Communist Party." He then paused for 27 seconds to let the audience react, and he ended by saying, "No, they actually don't hide. It's called the Congressional Progressive Caucus." Well, now Congressman West certainly isn't backing off those comments. In fact, he's expanding on those comments today. He issued this statement, again quoting, "Members of this caucus lavished praise on Fidel Castro following a 2009 visit to Cuba." You can call them whatever you want, but the point is they opposed free markets and individual economic freedom. Well, many members of the Progressive Caucus have now shot back at the congressman, saying that they are not communist, and they are knocking his comments down, but he is certainly no stranger to controversy or conflict. Remember this on the O'Reilly Factor? Play it.
So I'm here as the modern-day Harriet Tubman to kind of lead people on the Underground Railroad away from that plantation into a sense of sensibility.
He also had a very public battle with the Democratic National Committee Chair, Deborah Wasserman Schultz, who's also a congresswoman, calling her despicable, among other things. He's not backing down, Megan. In fact, he's promoting the comments he made at that town hall.
She fired a few shots at him as well in his defense on that one. Trace, thank you.
Okay.
Well, new questions today about the president's re-election campaign. And
there you go, folks. You go, Colonel West. Airborne, right? These communists are everywhere. He's like one of the very first people to just come out right and say it. And of course they deny it. That's all they have to do is deny it. No, I'm not a communist, but you judge them by their actions, not their verbal assurances that they're not. Now, they're not communists. No communists in this country. No. But that's why they're building monuments to the so-called Abraham Lincoln Brigade in San Francisco and many other cities. These were civilians that took up arms to violently overthrow governments and install communism. And they've built monuments to them here. How about our our little Black Panther friend there, Miss Angela Davis, okay? Carving her face next to Condoleezza Rice in a courthouse in Washington, D.C., if I'm not mistaken, if I read the news report correctly, to salute women of color. Now, Miss Angela Davis was involved in the murder of, I believe it was a judge and some jurors in Marin County. She provided the guns that were used to blow their heads off. She fled to New York City and was chased by the FBI, where they finally got her in custody. Of course, funny how it is when it comes to communists, they never seem to be able to get them convicted or put in jail. Isn't that strange? Kind of like when we fought communists over the last 50 to 60 years or so. You know, when we fight them in Korea, we just can't seem to win against communists. Funny how that is. It always ends in a stalemate, a quagmire. Same with Vietnam. Just can't seem to win against communists and communism. Ends in a stalemate and quagmire. Okay? So here we are, folks. The last 4.5 decades of relentless attacks on our culture, on our industrial base, you name it, by these communists. And now they are our quote-unquote political leaders. They're not our representatives. These people don't represent us. They're here to lead us down the road to hell. That's what they're here to do. And Colonel West is one of the first people to ever come out and just say it outright. And, of course, you can look at the heat he's taken for this. But now, I mean, here we are. We literally roll out the red carpet for the Communist Party leader of China when he comes here on visits. So does the foreign influence, foreign bribed, foreignly controlled U.S. Chamber of Commerce. They rolled the red carpet out for him also. Just this past week, we saw a picture of Obama kissing Miss Youssef from South America. She's the president. Now, you probably saw in my prior videos, Miss Youssef, she was a communist revolutionary that also tried to violently overthrow the government and did prison time for it. Normally you call people like that terrorists in this day and age, but now they call her president, and Obama is kissing her. So now we're kissing communists. We're carving their faces on courthouses to honor them. We're building monuments. You may remember last year, 2011, when China did not denounce communism, even though we hear all this stuff about how much they're just like us. Oh, the Chinese communists are just so much like us now. Well, if that's true, why have they never denounced communism since the fall of the Iron Curtain? Why? Okay? But they celebrated the 90th anniversary of communism last year, and then the communists in this country, remember how they all denied that they're communists, lit up the Empire State Building in the colors of the red communist flag of China to celebrate along with them. And we can go on, folks. We can just keep going on and on. I mean, you've seen my other videos. And this is where we're headed, folks. This is where we're headed, okay? This is what the New World Order is. All it is global communism. Anyway, let me get off my soapbox. Thanks for watching.